Hong Kong, where building fashion is all about creating a management center for fashion brands. Hong Kong's Neo Concept Holdings has gone from integrated manufacturing to brand development, now teaming with top Spanish brand Armand Basi. The idea is to give the Basi brands a lift into Asia, but also around the world. That couldn't happen without inspiration, and that comes mainly from the Hong Kong company's founder, Eva Siu. This is very much a room filled with design, I would say.
Oh yeah? Well, this is every single thing we develop from our staff and from the factories, and then we put a little frame and create the art here. Je reviens, j'ai le cœur content. We have a business with Armand Basi and by Basi 5 years ago. Actually, at that time, we are the manufacturers. So we produced the product to them. So once they started by Basi brand, I found that the brand there's a lot of opportunities in China. And at that time, they need the supplier to produce for them too.
A deal with Spain's Basi took Neo Concept from fashion producer and distributor to brand designer and licensor on an international basis, including liaising with the brand's Barcelona base.
After 1 year, and then we work very close together, and then we build up a mutual understanding, mutual trust, and we understand more about their Barcelona operations and the design, people, production area. So we have a very close deal together, and then we take care of all the licensing globally, and also on the design, production, logistic, everything's in the Barcelona office.
With the increasing competition in fashion, branding is the way up the value chain, which is what prompted Eva Siu to take that route. Neo Concept now manages the two Basi Spanish brands worldwide, but with the China consumer market very much on the agenda.
We understand the brand business in Europe and America too. Also, we have the office and the factories in China. So we know China markets, and we know the people in China, how they look at the European brand and how do they like the products and expand in China market. And that's why we will try to use our experience to understand China market and European markets and take over the brand from Barcelona to China. Even though you're a very good European brand, but sometimes when you go to China markets, then you need to understand the China mentality and the way how they work. But we are the bridge between Europe and China, and move the brand to China and make a success.
In 22 years, Neo Concept's employees have grown from a handful to over 3,000, and it produces about 10 million garments a year. Now it's a case of branding and selling.
We are totally vertical integrated from raw material to the end. And our final goal is to have our own brand. And this brand business can give us more capacities to build up the products that we love, to build up the products that we can adapt and expand. Because sometimes we can develop something very special, but maybe it's not suitable for the customers that we're producing. And that's the brand business how we start.
For a long time, Hong Kong has been seen as the center of the fashion business. That's because the supply chain stretches from China through Hong Kong to the rest of the world. But now they're looking at brands developed in Hong Kong for the Chinese consumer market and for shoppers everywhere around the world. And that's where Neo Concept and Basi see it the same way.
Also, I believe that Hong Kong is an international place. A lot of people coming here. So it's a very good promotion to promote the brand in Hong Kong. So people, whenever they come to Hong Kong, they will see the brand, and this is how they position to represent them, and it's the bridge to go to China. I believe there's lots of people trying to explore the brand, the first stage in Hong Kong and then China.
The new challenge is to roll out Neo Concept stores from Hong Kong, including those precious brands, across the mainland, to Beijing and Shanghai, but also second and third tier cities such as Harbin and Inner Mongolia.
I found that once we step in, once they understand you, and once you really work close together with the consumer, they will follow you. There's so many people that they are really looking for the good brand, and the business is expanding. People, they really love to buy the good collections and good quality now.
As Eva Siu says, the great thing is to keep a very integrated business in balance, which is where Hong Kong provides the fulcrum to manage it all.
We can be very flexible, and we can, face the challenge, and we can find the solutions, and also we can understand more about the other side. European fashion styling, how we can bring these directions or bring these expectations to the people in China and make it work.